Okay guys, today we're going to make a model of these of some gears. So we're going to start by turning the grid off and hitting F to get in the front view. So the tricky part is the actual gears around the outside. So to do that, we're going to click on Create and then choose Shapes and then Star, surprisingly enough. Click in the middle there somewhere and drag out a star. It sets the first radius, and when you let go of the mouse button, it'll set the second radius, which we can adjust over here. Also sets the number of points. So points can be from a very small value for a small star to a much higher value, like the example on the left there. Nick, are you paying attention? Okay, so set the number of points to the way you want it, and then adjust the fillet radius. Oh, sorry, adjust the second radius and then the fillet radius. If you give it too much fillet, then it looks a bit weird, so sort of just like a little bit to round the top off and round off the bottom. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to hit the modify tag, and from the modifier list, choose extrude. Should be a fairly common term to you. Alright, so it creates a 3D sort of shape there. You can set the amount of extrusion with this spinner here. It's about the only thing you really need to do. I'm going to just apply my favourite material to this, makes it easier for me to work. Okay, the next thing to do is to convert this extrusion to an editable poly. Well, it's not really a conversion, it's putting it in a modifier stack. So then select one face, hold down Control, select the other face, then find the subdivision tag and hit tessellate. Okay, so that will tessellate the face, so it gives it lots more faces. Press 1 on your keyboard to choose vertex selection, and then select the two center vertexes, so that's the one on the front and the one on the back. After you've done that, go to the chamfer settings button, click that and increase the value of the chamfer. Like so. Hit tick. Alright, so this is where I make a mistake, and I'm going to have to go and undo all of this. Yeah, see, not good. Too many vertexes. So we'll undo it and get back to the point just before the chamfer happens. Alright, again, select the center vertex, go to chamfer, settings button, increase the value of the chamfer. Now while all of these verts are selected, pardon me, you want to reduce the number of verts by welding them, so click on the weld settings button and increase the threshold. If you increase the threshold too much, it'll weld them all together, which you don't want. You just want to reduce the number of them. Hit the tick. Very cool. Press 4 on your keyboard, which is the polygon selection, and click on both of those polygons in the middle and delete them. Okay, then press 3 on the keyboard. Border select, hold down Control, select the other border, find the bridge key and click on it, and that will bridge those two borders together. Okay, so that's the outside of that gear basically finished. Let's get it back in the front view, zoom it up. Okay, so the next thing to do is to create the boss part that's in the middle. So go back to the Create panel. This is going to be fairly straightforward. Then Geometry, click on Tube, and roughly in the middle, draw out the size of the tube that you want to represent the boss of the gear. Okay, pretty good. Hit M on the keyboard to get up the material editor, apply your material, close it. Okay, that's been a pretty good spot, but I actually want to refine that, so I think I'll press Alt and A and click on the gear part and then choose the centers so that it's going to be aligned in the X, Y and Z axis. Hit OK. All good. Alright, get it back into another front view. So hit F. Create another tube. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Oops, mistake. Let's try that again. There we go. So this part is going to be centered as well. So again, with the Alt A, select the gear. Make sure you got it set for the X, Y, and Z. It doesn't look right. Hang on. Alt A again. Select the gear again. Make sure these are good. Change the second one to pivot maybe. I don't know. Say okay. Okay, it's done it this time. Who knows why. So increase the outside diameter of this tube to match the inside diameter of the gear. It's pretty cool. It's in the middle, which is where we want it. M on the keyboard again. Apply your material to the selection. Close it. Get it back in the front view. Okay, now we're going to make the spokes. This is not edge modeling. This is called spline modeling. So click on Create, Shapes, and then Line. And just click it up here. Okay, so I'm holding Shift down at the wrong time, and if you do that, you will get these very bizarre results. So you have to actually do this in the right sequence. So click, release the mouse button, hold down Shift, and it will draw a straight line upwards, like I saw. Alright, click on the Modify tag. Okay, in the rendering pull down, you want to click on Show in Viewport and also Show in Renderer. This will give your spline volume, and you can adjust the size of it. This is important. Alright, I don't have enough segments in this at the moment, so I think what I'll do is convert this into an editable poly, put it into edge mode, and then connect those edges. So let's do that. So if I type ED, it'll go very quickly to edit poly. There we go. Edge mode, select these edges, like so. Find the connect button, just a random connection's fine. So they're connected. Now I'm going to pinch those in a little bit so it's got a bit of form. So put it on the X and Z and drag it in, so that those edges will get pulled in together. Okay, this is the wrong material and it's not quite in the right spot by the look of it. So let's apply the material again. Go to Alt A. Select the gear. Notice we're always selecting the gear when we're aligning things. There's a reason for that. Make sure your sub-object is turned off. Do it again. Alright, so we don't want to align it in the X, Y, and Z axis. We just align it in the, I think that's the what? X, yeah, first. And that's still not quite right, so we'll align it in the X as well, I feel. So, okay, maybe not. Go to your angle snap settings now and change the angle to 30. The reason that it's 30 is because I want to have 12 spokes here. After you've done that, go to the hierarchy tab, click on that, and then click on Effect Pivot Only. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move that pivot to be in the center of our assembly here. So as you can see, that's dropped it down. If you want, you can play with the like whether it should be centered to pivot point or whatever, but that's, if it looks right, there's very, very likely that it is right. Okay, so we're on the home stretch now. Take it out of the hierarchy panel. take it out of the hierarchy panel back into modify, and make sure your snap settings are angle snap is on up here. Put it in rotate and rotate 30 degrees. Make sure it's on instance and that you're making 11 copies. There you go. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Come again, visit again soon.